welcome back to the deep dive. You're here because, well, you want to learn smarter, right? Get the essential info without all the fluff. And that's exactly what we do. We wade through the noise, find the core insights you need to actually make progress.
And today, we're tackling something absolutely fundamental to any progress: time. We've been looking over the materials you sent about time management, focusing particularly on how we can, leverage time better for our goals. We're using English language learning as a kind of key example here.
Exactly, because so many people struggle with finding time for that. So our mission today, go beyond just saying time is precious, and really dig into how we can shift our thinking and actually do things differently.
Yeah, look at why it feels like time just evaporates. And more importantly, what we can actively do about it.
Okay, so let's get into it. What are the sources really telling us at their core?
Well, one of the most striking points really across the board is this fundamental truth. Time isn't renewable. You can't get it back.
Right. Unlike money, maybe.
Exactly. Money comes and goes, but a moment. Once it's gone forever. There's a real sense of urgency and understanding that missed chances, putting things off, it has a real cost.
It's that pressure, isn't it? That feeling. One source really hits hard with that simple line: tomorrow is not promised. It just forces you to think, okay, what am I doing right now? But it's not just the big life stuff, is it? It's the sneaky ways time slips away.
Absolutely. And there's this compelling idea about laziness being like a slow thief.
A thief? How so?
Yeah, gradually stealing our chances, our aspirations, 1 hour at a time. That's the phrase used. It's not some dramatic event, just this steady drain.
Wow, 1 hour at a time. That really lands. It's those small moments adding up.
Exactly. And those small moments of, just not doing something, they accumulate.
And the data is pretty eye-opening, too. That statistic about the average person wasting, 4 hours daily on mindless scrolling?
4 hours.
That really puts it in perspective. I mean, think what you could do with even, say, half of that time if you redirected it.
It makes you wonder what's driving that, doesn't it? That pull towards distraction.
Definitely. But, okay, there's an encouraging side to this, too, right? The sources don't just say time is running out.
No, definitely not. There's a strong counterpoint. Big progress doesn't always need huge chunks of time.
Okay.
The materials really emphasize that even just 15 focused minutes every day can build serious momentum.
Right. That challenges the idea that you need, 2 hours blocked out or it's not worth it.
Exactly. Which is great news, especially if you're thinking about something like learning English. It kind of lowers the barrier.
Takes the pressure off needing those long, maybe intimidating study sessions. It suggests consistency, small bursts. That's the key.
And the math backs it up. They calculate that 15 focused minutes a day equals 91 hours of English practice per year.
91 hours from just 15 minutes. That really shows the power of compounding effort.
And this fits perfectly with the idea of micro-learning.
Micro-learning. Tell us more.
It's about finding those little pockets of downtime, those moments that usually just disappear, and turning them into learning opportunities.
Okay, like what? Give us some examples.
Well, things like consciously naming objects around your house in English while you're, say, brushing your teeth.
Ah, okay. Simple stuff.
Yeah, or maybe actively listening and repeating lines from an English podcast while you're waiting for the kettle to boil or something. Shadowing, they call it.
I like that. It feels less like adding another task and more like weaving learning into what you're already doing, finding opportunities within the day's structure.
Exactly. Instead of feeling guilty that you can't find this big, separate block of time that, let's be honest, rarely happens.
So true. But okay, all these strategies, micro-learning, managing distractions, it all comes down to taking ownership, doesn't it?
Absolutely. There's a message that's maybe a bit blunt, but necessary. No one is coming to save you.
Oof. Harsh but true.
Your progress, it's on you. It needs that conscious decision to shift from, I'll do it later, that not now default, to actively saying, okay, let's go.
Why do you think we find that shift so hard? Is it just overwhelm?
I think overwhelm is a big part of it. The goal seems too big, maybe.
Yeah. And that's where something like the do it now rule comes in. I found that really practical.
Explain that one.
It's the idea that when you catch yourself thinking, I'll study later, You force yourself to do one tiny related thing immediately.
Just one small action.
Yeah, like open the textbook or look up one vocabulary word, just something to break that inertia, that resistance.
I like that. It overcomes that initial hurdle. So building on these mindset shifts, the sources also give us some very practical time hacking strategies, things you can start using right away.
Okay, let's dig into those actionable techniques. What's first?
First up is energy matching.
Energy matching.
Yeah, it's pretty intuitive, actually. Aligning the tasks that need more brain power with the times you naturally feel most alert.
Oh, right. So if you're sharpest in the morning, do your toughest English grammar practice then, maybe.
Exactly. Don't try to tackle complex stuff when you're hitting that afternoon slump. Save easier things like vocabulary review for then.
Makes sense.
What else?
And then there's the Pomodoro Blitz. Heard of that?
Vaguely. Like using a timer.
Yeah, basically. Focus work sessions, typically 25 minutes, really intense focus, followed by a short break, like 5 minutes.
Okay, so it breaks it down.
Exactly. It helps maintain concentration, prevents burnout. You get these defined bursts of productivity.
I can see how that would work. Okay, what about the big time suck for most of us? Our phones.
Ah, yes. The sources address that directly with the digital detox idea.
Detox. Sounds serious.
It doesn't have to be extreme. The suggestion is maybe just deleting one app, the one you know wastes most of your time, just for a week. See what happens.
Just one app. For a week? That actually sounds doable. It can be surprisingly powerful. You suddenly realize how much time and mental energy gets reclaimed when those constant pings and notifications are gone, even temporarily.
Yeah, you pick up your phone out of habit and so,
Right.
oh, it's not there. Okay.
What's really interesting about a lot of these hacks, though, is that they're not necessarily about finding extra hours.
Right. They're more about using the time we already have more effectively.
Precisely. That whole concept of turning dead time into learning time really captures it.
Okay, so this is where things like listening to English podcasts on your commute come in.
Exactly. Or repeating phrases while you're doing chores like washing dishes or folding laundry. Even finding English language workout videos. It's about layering learning into existing activities. These small integrations, they really add up.
It's about being intentional in those in-between moments.
And a lot of that comes back to mindset again, cultivating a proactive approach.
Like the 5-second rule. I saw that mentioned.
Yeah, Mel Robbins' idea. Acting on an impulse, on motivation, within 5 seconds before your brain talks you out of it.
Why do you think that immediate action works so well?
I think, like you said about the do it now rule, it just bypasses the overthinking, that window where doubt or excuses can jump in. You just move.
Right. Don't give yourself time to hesitate. And what about the future you visualization?
Yeah. That's about tapping into motivation by vividly imagining your future self.
How so?
Either picturing the pride you'll feel having achieved your goal, like speaking English fluently, or conversely, picturing the regret if you don't take action now.
So connecting today's choices to those future feelings.
Exactly. Making the consequences, good or bad, feel more immediate and real.
It can be powerful. And underlying all of this seems to be the idea that you don't have to be perfect, right?
Absolutely crucial. The sources really hammer home that progress is greater than perfection.
Yeah.
Aiming for just 1% better daily. It sounds tiny, maybe insignificant.
But it adds up, like the 15 minutes a day example.
Precisely. As one source points out, that 1% daily improvement leads to being something like 37 times better in a year.
Wow, 37 times. That's incredible. It's about that consistent, steady momentum, not waiting for the perfect day or the perfect mood.
Exactly. Just keep moving forward.
Okay, so to help listeners, help you listening right now, put these ideas into practice, the sources suggested a kind of challenge.
Yeah, a structured 7-day time challenge. Just a practical way to start experimenting.
Okay, break it down for us.
So days 1 and 2, the focus is just identifying and then eliminating one time-wasting activity. Just one.
Find your biggest time sink and cut it out for a couple of days.
Got it. Then days 3 and 4. Try implementing at least 2 different micro-learning techniques, things that fit your routine.
Okay, like the labeling objects thing or the podcast shadowing.
Right. Whatever works for you. Then days 5 and 6, push yourself a little. Engage in one English conversation.
Ooh, okay. Even if it's just talking to yourself.
Yeah, even self-talk counts. Just get used to producing the language.
Okay, and the last day.
Day 7. Take what you've learned, what felt good during the week, and try to plan out an ideal, maybe realistic, English learning schedule for yourself moving forward.
I like that structure. It builds momentum, creates small wins, and helps you figure out what actually sticks for you personally.
And the whole point, the overarching theme running through all of this is really embracing the urgency of now, don't wait.
Yeah, that analogy really stuck with me.
Which one?
The one about planting a tree. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
Yes. The second best time is now.
Exactly. It just perfectly sums it up.
Okay.
We can't change the past, the time we've already lost or wasted, but right now, this moment is a fresh start, an opportunity.
Always.
So as you're listening, maybe driving, maybe you're working out, whatever you're doing, the clock is ticking. It doesn't stop. So the question for you really is, what will you do with your next 24 hours?
Take a minute after this. Think about what we've talked about, the insights, the strategies, that fundamental truth that time waits for no one.
Maybe just consider one small thing, one immediate step you can take, like right now, or as soon as this is over, to be more intentional with your time.
Yeah, something that moves you even slightly closer to your goals, whether that's English fluency or, anything else that's important to you.
Because ultimately, it really is about recognizing the value of this moment right now and making each second count. Thanks for taking this deep dive with us today.